Hello everybody, welcome. Just going to get some links popped out and then I will be right with you. Wrong one. Oh, 1 minute. You're here looking for commentary from the Pro League. You're going to need to just redirect your attentions over to Dark Smoker's YouTube channel because that station's up, and then we'll be right with you. We're live for the GT3s. Paste that. I say this every week, but I need to automate this. CRT. If we've got a CRT admin in the chat, if you want to approve my post, I'd appreciate that a lot. It's a bit of an announcement, ladies and gents. We've hit 100 followers on Twitch. Bada boom, bada bing. Really appreciate everyone that's joined the party and got involved. Let me just get my keyboard enabled. So who've we got in? So we've got Lucky Bucky in. We've got Buddy. G-Marge, how you doing, bud? Buddy, who had an incredible time out last time, so we'll be looking for good results from the Aston Martin driver. We've got Cutler, he's driving the Dodge. We've got Pip Didya in the Merc. Britsberg, he's in the BMW Z4. Puani, who was our 100th follower. So Puani, you've won the 100 follower prize. You don't actually win a prize, just grats and thank you. Phil G had a great time out last time out in the wet, so he'll got his streamer. He streams over on Facebook. Go and check him out. Follow his streams. Don't just stream Gran Turismo, he gets involved in Call of Duty and all that sort of stuff as well. I'm no good at that, or I'd join him. He streams the races from his POV, so if you want to go and check him out, please go do so. I haven't got the link to his channel, I don't know how to do it because it's Facebook and it's a mystery to me, but yeah, D-Dot's a streamer, go and check him out, give him some love. Pip Diddy's in the house, we're covered in Roving Islands here as well, he's another Mitsubishi driver I think, and we got Sean84. So that's your lot for tonight so far. Good luck CRT from G-Marge, Mikey Rapscallion, word up. Phil G, hello. Cheers Mikey. And Millerman in the house. Alright, so for those of you that have maybe or maybe not figured this out, this is Croix. So one of Gran Turismo's fictional circuits. We'll just jump on board with Britsberger. So one of GT Sport's fictional circuits. This is one of the longer ones. It's about a 3-minute lap, so we'll probably get we won't get too many laps in tonight. It's despite being a 50-minute enduro race. Rules. I need to figure out what the rules are. Give me a sec, because I forgot what they are already. Okay, so there are no mandatory pit stops or pit windows or anything tonight. With regards to the tyres, the drivers have only been allocated one set of hards, one set of mediums, and one set of softs. They've got to use all 3 sets within the race. Pit as many times as they want. Fuel and repairs and that sort of thing, and we've got a 50-minute enduro race ahead for you tonight as well. So as we saw last time out, it's pretty much dictated by how well you manage your strategy, your fuel and your tyre wear, and how well you avoid contact with barriers and other people that are on circuit. Because the heavy damage last time out really did ruin some people's races. St. Croix is not the most technical circuit you'll ever see. We'll go through it in a moment. It's predominantly made up of 90-degree lefts and rights, so as long as the drivers make sure the turning points are pretty spot on. I'd imagine the suspension has been tweaked so that it's pretty stiff. They've got quite a lot of downforce on these cars now, because they can of course tweak all that. And it's quite a power-hungry circuit. You do spend most of your lap at pretty much full throttle, so it's quite a fast circuit. We've got 15 minutes qualifying underway. So drivers have 15 minutes to prove their mettle at this circuit. In terms of a slipstream, do you want a slipstream here? Jury's out really. For me, I'd probably prefer being out on my own. Just getting some clean laps, and you can spot your apexes easier when you're not following another car. We'll jump on board with someone for a hot lap. We'll pick Miggins. We'll go on board with Miggins when the time comes, because he is, as far as I'm aware, current championship leader. So we'll jump on board with him in a moment and we'll take you for a lap. With it being a GT original track, there aren't corner names or anything like that, but I can still try and talk you through the lap wherever possible. Give you an idea of what these drivers are facing ahead of them tonight. So this is the back straight. The exit to this is critical because there's a little bump on the exit, and you don't want to hit that one basically, because you'll end up in the gravel. This next bit of circuit is you can take it a lot faster than you think. The entries to it is technically blind, but you can run loads of you can run way more cups. So you want to take a late apex for this. Not as late as Miggins is taking us. Does he avoid damage? I hope so. I think he just got a little bit caught out there by Lucky Bucky's braking. And an entry onto the bridge. This is for me the most difficult corner. You don't want to hit that curb on the inside, it will unsettle the car. And if you carry too much speed with it being an off camber left, you're just going to careen straight into the wall. This corner we're coming up to here, you can pick up a load of time coming down here. So you want to brake about 100 metres. Down to second, just trail brake your way in and just pick up the throttle mid-apex and power your way out. CRT Miggins there just took it a little bit too late on the brakes. You can full throttle this corner, swing the car out wide and bring it back in late. Probably a little bit of a lift at the exit just to make sure you don't run wide, as you hear Miggins do there. Yet quite sensible to do that. You don't want to run too wide here. Another 90-degree corner. You'll get very used to these. You can expect to see quite a lot of overtaking here at St. Croix. It's easy to get moves made. It's like Singapore street circuit in a lot of ways, except not as hot and it's not at night. So your lap starts then on the start-finish straight. Braking for turn one. Turn one's very open, so you can take a lot of corner out. So again, you brake about 100 metre board. Probably a little bit later, and you can carry, because it's so wide, you can carry loads of speed through there. Run the curb on the exit, stay left, swing it over late just so that you're not having to adjust into the braking zone down here. Again, another difficult corner. Capture the curb on the inside, run the power out, aim your car at the 100 metre board. Brake at the marshal's post. You want to ideally clip the apex on the inside. It guarantees you won't run wide. Stay to the left. There is I use the tenths on the right hand side there as my braking point, but Miggins does a nice and tidy job there. This, I don't brake for this, just to lift off. That sounds like what Miggins does as well, just to carry as much speed through the corner as possible. Down into what is another 90-degree left-hander, brake about 100 metres. Again, you just want to run the car in. That has a little bit of inward-facing camber, so you can again carry a lot of speed through that corner. All the way up, we were roughly to about the point where we picked up Miggins' lap last time, so we'll end this. But this is the corner that you might see catch some drivers out tonight. A little bit of a dab just to get the front end bitten in. There's the bump, there it is. And Miggins avoids that quite nicely. That's a nice lap from Miggins there so far. We'll see where that sets him up. So Phil G is going to be the first one that sets us a lap tonight. ProAm is out as well. How many drivers have we got in total? We've got 11 guys out on track. There's D-Dot. He's out in the Evo. Not the most ideal car for this one. Yeah, I'll probably sort of favour the power guys, the Merc guys. For this one. That car's just got way more front end, and it's front end you need here to really get the best out of your laps. But again, with the tuning availabilities these guys have got, they can probably tweak these cars to their personal driving style. So I've never actually commentated on a race from this track before. I've driven it quite a lot, so I guess we'll see how it evolves. I mustn't let me forget about my cup of tea. Here we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn these options on at the bottom so you can keep an eye on tyre wear and fuel consumption. So it's quite a high deg. It's quite a high deck circuit, especially on your tyres, so you do need to be careful about how you're looking after these things. Phil G, first time on the board, provisional pole 302.0. Pirani, is he going to beat that? He's not. Pirani is going to put a 303.0 in, he's going to go a second slower. Miggins, who is probably a favourite for pole, he sets a 301.7. Buddy then, another person that I will pick for a good result here today, he sets a 302.6, so he's about a second off the pace. Pip Didier, what did he put? 308.6 for Pip Didier. Britsberger 313.4, so not a great lot for Britsberger. Lucky Bucky 314.5 for Lucky Bucky. Cutler in the Dodge, the odd one out in that car. What's he set? He puts a 304.9 on the board. D.90's he's starting his lap now. That was an out lap for D.Dot, so he's not technically set a time yet. Roving Island, same for Roving Island. Sean is on an out lap now, so that's probably a signal of these guys' intent for the race. A lot of guys won't want to start on that soft compound tyre. If you're anticipating you're going to be stuck in traffic, you want to be taking a medium or a hard at the start. You're going to get slowed down anyway. Don't waste your fast tyre at the start of the race. So whatever the guys entered the session in is what they will start their race on. It's not like Formula 1 where whatever tyre you set your fastest lap on is the tyre you take into the race. It's not that rule, it's whatever they entered with. So currently about halfway into qualifying actually. Phil G proving that the Mitsubishi's got some capability around this circuit. 302.0 for Phil G at the minute. He leads Buddy by 6 tenths, but Buddy is setting purple sectors in this lap so far. He is purple by 4 tenths, so that Aston Martin is really starting to whine now, that V12 screamer. So Buddy's really starting to whine this car in now. Coming towards the end of the lap as well, so he's over the halfway point in the lap, I should imagine now. Oh, the back end gets just a little bit loose on him there, that's the thing. He'll be running brake balance quite heavily to the rear, I'd imagine, Buddy, because with a big screaming V12 hunkered over the front axle, you want a lot of your braking to be done by the rear tyres just to save them. And looking at his tyre wear, that's probably what he's up to. But we'll see if he's still purple. He is, but he's lost time there. He'll need this last sector to be good. It is good for the Aston Martin that this is a power sector, so that will help him. And everyone below hasn't yet set times really, so Pip Didier and below haven't set proper times yet because they've been on outlaps, so we might see people like Britsberger, Lucky Bucky, D.Dot and Roving Island might well improve their times as the session goes on. Roving Island actually the only one in the Audi. Interesting to see how the Audi goes on tonight then. So Phil G comes in, he's going to change his tyres and go for another run. I'd imagine unless Miggins is purple, he will do the same. It would make sense to get in and change those tyres, but he might be purple, so he might be changing it. He isn't. Buddy, what can he improve? He was purple halfway through the lap. It has to beat a 301, and it does. It's 301.6, so he is just under a tenth ahead of Miggins' time. Buddy has enough time to go around again, get some tyres on that car and go for one more lap. Johnny Carrington, how are you doing, mate? Feels like a long time no speak, but right, anything going on? So Cutler was setting good times, but he's coming to the pits. What else is Cracker lacking? Roving Island was improving as well. What can Roving Island do? So yeah, a lot of the drivers at the minute are just out trying to improve those times. Buddy, current pole sitter, 301.6 for Buddy. Been a while, how's the new house? The new house is really good, apart from the fact the internet here is appalling. So it's a case of when I stream I have to go around turning all the other devices off, mate. It's that bad. So yeah, it's alright though, mate. It is alright. Remember, actually, I've left my telly on. Where's my remote for my telly? It's there. That's not going to do me internet any favours, is it? So, early predictions for the race, ladies and gents, if you have any. Well, let us know what you think might happen in this one. Pirani was improving his tyre. Oh no, he was on outlap. I have to be honest with you, since we're alone, I can tell you that I don't like these longer tracks. They're a bit of a pain in the arse. When you've got a 50-minute race like this, you just find that field spread can play a factor. And especially as everyone's going to be starting on different tyres. I think people like Buddy and Miggins might try and play this cute and get away with just running softs at the start and making a break for it. And then managing really long stints on like mediums and hards. If you can get your softs to last 3 laps, 4 laps maybe, I think you'll be alright. Because your mediums will go 7 or 8 and your hards are infinite, but you'll lose a lot of time on the hard tyre. That will have no lateral grip at all, and that's what this circuit is all about. It is all about lateral grip here. Constant changes of direction. Right, so Phil's about to start another lap. So Phil at the minute trails the pole sitter by 4/10 of a second. He's now nice and light on fuel. He's got some fresh softs on there. Let's see what he can do. Buddy, I think he's run out of tyres. So is Miggins. So Miggins is going to come in and see, but I think he's out of time. I don't think he'll get round in time. We'll see. We'll see if he manages it. We're 12.5 minutes in already, so we might not manage it. But yeah, because they've got fuel depletion and tyre wear on, throughout this qualifying session, the cars have just been getting increasingly lighter and more nimble. So they all are spec'd to carry around 100 litres of fuel. In weight terms, that's about 110 kilos there or thereabouts. They have burnt off at least half of that so far during this qualifying session. Pip Diddy's got some damage, so that's his qualifying session over. So a 303.9 for Pip Diddy was the best he's going to manage so far. Everyone else pretty much on hot laps now. Roving Island in the Audi. Vorsprung Dirk Technique. Can he improve his time? It does improve to a 311.4, but at the minute that is good enough for P9. He trails D-Dot by 6 seconds. D-Dot with a 305.3, shaving 2 seconds off his time. He's also starting to run out of tyres a little bit, is D-Dot, so he might not improve this lap. Will have to be pretty mighty. Miggins on an out lap. I want to say Buddy's probably popped out the lobby to sort tyres out. So that's probably Buddy's qualifying session over and done with. It's going to be a case of whether Miggins can do anything with this, whether Phil G can do anything with the remaining lap he's got. Let's just check the timing. Phil G actually set in purple, set to 2 and 3. So he's hustling that Mitsubishi at the minute. We are about to come across another timing line. Oh, he's purple by a second. This is on to be. This could potentially be a sub 3 minute, potentially. That's tidy. That a little bit late on the throttle by Phil G. Twiggy61, thanks for following. Appreciate it, mate. The Mitsubishi does stick well through this section. He hooks that up nicely. That's a nice line. It might run him a bit wide on the exit. No, he's tidy as anything. That's beautiful. 1.1 seconds up on Buddy's time so far. Again, nice. He's got one more corner to negotiate. This Mitsubishi screaming down with its turbo. Get this corner right, and this could be a pole time. Measured beautifully. Did he just cut that track though? We'll soon find out. I think he got away with it. I think that was legal. This is going to be a 3 minute point 1. Beautiful time by Phil G. 1.4 seconds faster than anyone else on track so far. That sets him up for a wonderful start. Buddy's not going to be looking to improve. Miggins, he's not going to improve either. Puani, P4 for Puani. He's just started a lap. I don't know if he'll get to finish it. 302.5 that time for Puani. Lucky Bucky just about to come across and set another lap. He's driving the Lexus tonight, 302.6, and Lucky Bucky's not going to get a chance to improve that one at all. Britzberger in the BMW though does improve, 302.1, right at the death for Britzberger. He just demotes Pirani down to the 3rd row of the grid. Pip Diddy's on a lap, he's not going to improve that. Cutler's on a lap as well, he's got to improve on a 304.9. What's the timing screen saying for Cutler? He was losing time, I'm afraid, as Cutler. So he's not set to improve that. Someone that's having a bit of a nightmare qualifying session is Sean. Sean's not managed to get any laps in at all. So Sean isn't qualifying. Whether that's a qualifying ban or he's just decided that he doesn't like himself tonight and wants to start at the back. So Sean's someone I'll be watching to see if he makes his way forward, but your pole sitter with an astonishing lap right at the death is Phil G in the Mitsubishi at 3 minutes point 1 right at the end of qualifying. So he'll have the advantage going into the race. It is 50 minutes though, so anything can happen. But Phil's tactic surely has to be just escape, escape, escape. That is a nice lap. Getting lots of plaudits in the chat, which is what we like. Just while we're waiting for these laps to boil down, let me drink my tea. Cutler, I think that's it, mate. I think we can go, you know. There ain't nobody improving, bud. It's a shame we've only got 11 drivers. Where is everyone? Let me just unplug my keyboard, plug it back in again. Thanks for following Full Send 87. Appreciate that. If you're watching, come tell me who you're supporting. I'll make sure to give them some coverage and hopefully won't abuse them as much. Lucky Bucky is just abusing that set of tyres. One final shout out before we start the race. D-Dot, who we're watching on stream, is streaming over on Facebook at the minute. He'll be streaming his POV. If you fancy going watching that, do feel free to head on over to Facebook. D.90, exactly the same as his username. Go and drop him a follow, drop him a like, tell him Chris sent you. He'll either be really nice to or he'll call me some names, one or the other, not really sure. Streams a bit of Warzone as well. I was watching one of his streams the other day. I wish I could play that game. I'm just not good enough at shooters. I'm just terrible. I'm not really any good at anything like that. So that's your lot so far. Oh, Miggins is starting on the hard tyre. So we won't really get much of a picture. Buddy's going to be starting on the medium. Everyone else on qualifying tyres at the moment. Sean's starting on the medium. If he's at the back, I would have started on the hards and probably just got him out of the way. But I mean, he's practiced this. He knows more. He knows what better than I do. Miggins is going for the hard tyre. He needs to. That car's not going to like life for the first few laps, because not only do the tyres, right, so GT Sport does have pretty good tyre modelling built in. One thing that you really notice when you go from a soft to a hard tyre is just how long the tyre build up takes. So you have to get the tyres up to a workable temperature. You know how F1 have the tyre blankets? Well, we don't have that. So the drivers just basically have to get the tyres warmed up themselves by driving them on the track and doing a bit of weaving and stuff. The hard tyre, even on this circuit, will take at least a lap to get any sort of temperature in it at all. The soft, pretty much straight away, 2 corners it's warm. The medium's not that bad either. But the hard tyre, absolutely abysmal. But the good thing is there's next to no sort of what we call dead drop off, so when it does start to lose grip, barely noticeable on the hard. You could run a full 50 minutes on a hard tyre and probably not notice. Whereas the soft tyres pretty severe, so keep an eye out for that. Those guys started on the softs. 3 laps, they'll start to struggle on the traction zone. The lateral grip will start to go when they're trying to power out the corners. It just won't want to go. So we'll keep an eye out on that and see how that develops during the race. But 50 minutes at St. Croix A in GT3 machinery. This is the Team Oliver Racing Mature Racing Club GT3 League. This is the Pro-Am lobby, and we've got MRC Buddy on pole in the Aston Martin. Miggins in the Mercedes AMG is going to be starting alongside him. And it's a short one down to turn 1, ladies and gentlemen, so not a lot of opportunity for Miggins to try and throw one around the outside here. We've got 5 lights lit up on the board, and it's lights out and away we go. Everyone seems to get away well. One of the cars at the back got away quite slowly. Britsberger lighting his rear tyres up there off the line. But his lead's getting eaten into already. That heavy Aston Martin struggling to get off the line. The Mercedes are much more nimble, have had a much better start of things. A little bit further back, we've got Pip Didier getting absolutely swarmed. D-Dot's made a good start, he's up to P5 already. He's chasing down Puani, so that's D-Dot in the Mitsubishi. That car on mediums, so we've got the Mitsubishi's representing quite well at the minute. What's happened to Phil? I swear Phil G was on pole. I'm confident Phil G was on pole because that lap time was unbeatable. What's he doing at the back? What happened with that? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Yeah, why did he start last, Johnny? Unless, and D-Dot's up to 4th, by the way. D-Dot's crushing it, Marquise. Oh, he's got some damage. Why has he picked up that damage? Oh, he had it already. He must have tapped a car. Phil was on pole, yeah, he was. I'm betting what happened was he went to change his tyres, and I bet he just didn't get past sector 1 in time. Because if you don't get past sector 1 after changing your tyres, it doesn't register your time. It puts you right at the back. It's just GT Sport for you. It's broken. So get ready for the slipstream party, ladies and gentlemen. D-Dot has managed to escape away from Cutler, but he's carrying damage though, D-Dot. That's going to start to affect him now during the race. But Cutler, who's on the hards behind him, can start to be a little bit of a roadblock. Lucky Bucky's trying to make moves in that Lexus. Anyone that's stuck behind him at the minute on a softer compounder tyre, I'm guessing Phil G. Now Phil's on the mediums, Miggins is on the hards, Roving Island's on the mediums, Sean's on the mediums as well. So yeah, most of these guys at the back are on sort of like a harder compounder tyre anyway, so I'd sort of expect them to start falling back a little bit. It's the way they do quali now. Yeah, well, the other way's broken, mate. Sorry to say it. So it doesn't like anyone started on the soft tyre. So plainly the guys are taking the sensible choice and waiting for the cars to be a lot lighter for that soft tyre to come into play. D-Dot's starting to pull away now from Pip Didier. But crucially for D-Dot, he's lost the slipstream and toe from Pirani ahead of him. D-Dot just needs to manage his pace throughout this first stint. Probably not worth pitting for that level of damage. The top 3 have started to make a break for it. Pip Didier, a car hits the wall. That was Lucky Bucky. I think that's going to let Cutler and potentially Phil G through. So Phil G from the back of the pack with the fastest time. So again, that he should have been on pole. He's 7 seconds off Buddy at the minute, and we know what pace Phil G's got as he makes his way up to P6 in the Mitsubishi. He's getting swarmed a little bit though by the Lexus of Lucky Bucky. That Lexus has got an absolute acre of power, and easily able to breeze past. Under braking, they're going 3 wide behind Phil G, Cutler and Sean. Sean's trying to make a name for himself in this tournament. He didn't qualify, don't forget, so he would have been right at the back of the grid. We're on board with Sean F now, and we're looking at the back end of Miggins' car, and Cutler's just ahead of him. Oh, we've got a car that's off. Who was that? That looked to be Phil G. It is Phil G. It is, and I'm pressing buttons on my keyboard. Oh, fortunately he's not picked up massive damage. Let's go back and have a little look at that. I'm going to guess he just taps the grass on the outside here while he's trying to get some power down. No, not just taps, he gets a full wheel on it, and he was lucky to survive that without more severe damage. But that has put him at the back of the grid, 22 seconds off every single other car. Britsberger is now making an absolute charge in P2. Pirani's sticking with him though. And then we've got D-Dot who's carrying that damage, so I expect him to have a little bit of front aero loss. That front left tyre won't be too happy, so that front left tyre will degrade more as well. Oh, we've got another spinner. That was Pip Didier, I think. Let's go back and have a look at what happened there. I just checked there was no other absolute chaos. I don't think there was. Is he gonna go in the sand? He's gonna sand it. So unfortunately for Pip Didier, there's a lot of lobby glitching happening to that as well. I don't know if that's my end, but Pip Didier's having an absolute nightmare. He's got a ton of damage as well. He's gonna really struggle to recover with that. And yeah, props to D-Dot. Oh, he gets a little bit wiggly there, does D-Dot. He's getting the back end of that Mitsubishi all nice and lively coming onto the bridge. So he might have tapped this inside curb on the left, because that will do that. There we go. Off you go. Round you go. He did well to hold that. Is anyone watching his stream? Can you tell me if he's currently campaigning for new underwear? Because he might need them at the minute. The good news for D-Dot though is he's pulling a huge gap to everyone else. So he's now got a 5-second lead over Lucky Bucky. And all these guys are starting to fight now. So Cutler, Miggins and to a degree Sean F as well are all fighting now for this 6th place. Don't forget, most of these guys running the hard tyre, so I wouldn't expect masses of pace from them at this minute in time. And just 6 minutes gone. And we've already got 50 seconds as Phil G's got engine damage now. So Phil G's night's gone from bad to worse. Yeah, he picked up engine damage earlier on in the lap. So I'm afraid for Phil, his night has gone from bad to worse. He won't want to get rid of those tyres straight away either. He'll just come in for damage. He'll just come in to get that damage fixed, I think. Star of the show so far is MRC Buddy in the Aston Martin. He's 2.5 seconds ahead of everyone else. Puani's got past Britzberger. Puani's having a great race so far. P2 for Puani, followed by the BMW of Britzberger in P3. D-Dot 3 seconds behind these guys, keeping them sort of honest. He's not in the slipstream, but that Mitsubishi is certainly screaming its way around St. Croix tonight, and he's continuing to pull a gap on the cars behind. Lucky Bucky's got a nice gap over Cutler. Cutler's got the close attentions of Sean F. Sean's not too far ahead of Miggins. Roving Island, we've not really captured Roving Island too much, and that's purely because he's not really been closely involved in many other cars so far. But he's holding P9 down so far in the Audi. Arguably one of the better sounding GT3 cars, I think, the Audi. Certainly does look the part. Screaming V10 in the back of that thing, screaming away behind his right ear. There's Phil getting his damage repaired, and Pip Didier's out as well. Phil, yeah, I think what happened, mate, I think the race started before your time had registered, so you had to, because you did set an absolute blister in time, but did you go into the pits or back out to change tyres or something? Because unless you then go out and go past sector 1, your time doesn't register then. That's all. I think that's all it is. It's probably an honest mistake. Like, there were no way you would have been set there manually. D-Dot for the second time gets the back end of that Mitsubishi out of that bridge. He just has to be a little bit careful. Let's see if he does. As I just avoid that inside curb, D-Dot. You don't need to run it. Oh no, he didn't this time. No, he didn't this time. That just might be a lack of grip on those mediums. He did actually take a nice line through there then. Yeah, Phil, mate, honestly, well, you wouldn't know it unless it's bit you in the backside once, because the only reason we all know it does that is because we've all had it. It's happened to us all at some point. That's the only reason we know. But yeah, it's disappointing, mate, because that quali time was brutal. Well, a nice fight kicking off here for P6. Still containing Miggins, Cutler and Sean. Cutler's ran it a little bit wide into the wall. It's going to give Miggins the opportunity to try and maybe make a move. The Mercedes driver is going to try and sling it around the outside of Cutler. Cutler tucks into the slipstream. He might come back at him. Maybe not this corner. Maybe through turn 1 if he can get that dodge in order. Miggins on the hard tyre though. Getting the slowest tyre out of the way straight away, and he is surrounded. Oh, in fact, the car ahead of him, which is Sean. Sean is on a medium, so Sean should be able to carry just a little bit more apex speed than the car behind. The massive rear wing on that Mercedes doesn't really aid our viewpoint. Oh, what's happened there? What happened to Miggins? That's a disconnect. He's disconnected. What's this? He's disconnected. This is what I think. This is what's happening with this lobby tonight. Yeah, he just disconnects. Wow. Wow. So championship leaders out. They're dropping like flies, I'm afraid, here at St. Croix. It's like the French, they're all going on strike. We've got Buddy out in the lead, 2.2 seconds. Might be his wheel. Could be. Could be. I didn't know he had problems with it. It normally does that. It's like it just loses all signal. Normally does that, sorry, when you lose connection. Driver so far for me, it's a toss-up between ProAm and D-Dot. D-Dot's driving the wheels off that thing. It's damaged as well. It's like limping around. He's driving around a three-legged donkey. He's doing 304, so he's doing the same pace as P3. The guys in P1 and 2, they're in the 302s. D-Dot and Britsburg are 304s, but they're going 2 seconds a lot faster than pretty much everyone else. So while they're on these medium tyres, this is a stint they need to make count. You'll probably see them go onto the hards next. Get the hards out of the way and save the softs for the end is probably the best way of dealing with it. So Sean F and Cutler are having a little bit of a scrap. Cutler's gone backwards a little bit, but I would have expected that on the hard tyre. Roving Island's up to P8 now, obviously after Miggins' disconnect. Miggins, who is now going again. But that's it's just going to be a consolation prize for Miggins, who's now got engine damage, and we'll have to limp that car around. It's a long lap here. He's got a long way to go until he can get that damage repaired. Had it last weekend. It's gutted, isn't it? What's the issue with his wheel anyway? Is it faulty, or what's the issue with it? Another 302 for the top guys. Britsburg is slowing down. The mediums are starting to lose a little bit of track. Bad lap for D-Dot as well. That time on a 306.9. Lucky Bucky actually pulled some time on him that lap. So D-Dot will be thinking of a pit stop now. We've done 12 minutes. You don't want to be pitting yet. I don't think it. Well, I mean, hopefully they've practiced the strategy, but if we're looking at 3 minutes a lap, you wouldn't really want to take a pair of softs any longer than, a set of softs any longer than 4 laps, would you? And if in 4 laps it's 15 minutes, he could pit for hards now, but he'd have to do a 20-minute stint on hards. He'd have to. Not ideal. Not sure how good for him. Yeah, me too, man. Well, I hate it because he mixes it up at the top, doesn't he? I mean, same as Phil, man. Phil, saw the pace that Phil had. Bloody hell, the guy was crushing it. 3 minute flat quality time. It's ridiculous. And he started. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's arguments out there, I guess. But bloody hell, Buddy and Panani. So Buddy's had an issue somewhere. Buddy's going slowly. Well, that happened before the replay cameras got to it. Wheel went again, was it? So Polani now assumes the lead of the race. Fuel levels between the two pretty similar. Polani's actually carrying a little bit more fuel than Buddy, so the reason why that's important is that the more fuel they manage to save through this early stage, the less time they spend out at the wall as well. He's got away with no damage, but that's going to give Buddy an awesome run on him. So Buddy's now going to try and throw one down the inside, reclaim first position back, and back he goes into P1. But yeah, that was unfortunate for Polani. I don't know if you guys are seeing this lobby glitching that I'm seeing as well. It could just be my internet because I'm spectating, but in fact I'm willing to bet it's my internet because my internet's garbage. A Lucky Bucky's having a good race so far. He's not reeling in D-Dot, but it's keeping him honest. No, it bad. What wheel have you got? Not gonna lie, Miller man, I've been eyeing up a Fanatec for longer than I should have been. I've literally had one sat in like a shopping cart for God knows how long. I just can't justify it. I'm thinking of getting a PC. That's my next major purchase, I think. Right, so D-Dot's carrying on with those tyres. So we've got no signs of anyone pitting for tyres yet. The top 3, top 4, top 5 have all continued. Yeah, I think the medium guys will at least they'd have to do 20 minutes. It just makes no sense only doing 15 minutes on a set of mediums. You might as well try and stretch that out. Then try and work it so that you put as least fuel in as possible for your hard stint. You might as well have that car as light as you possibly need it. You've got a Fanatec. Alright, maybe I won't buy a Fanatec then. I've got to be honest, right? People I'm going to watch this battle. People moan about my. I've had a Fussmaster. I've had it well since I started sim racing. This isn't long ago, to be fair. I've only been sim racing about a year or so. But it's faultless. It's not had a problem with it at all. Absolutely faultless. Just shell that for PS5. Oh, you got a G29? Okay. G29 is normally pretty decent. So sorry, I'm talking about other things, and plus, mate, I just love telling people I've got a Fussmaster, and because they don't know, obviously, that I do sim racing, they look at me a bit strange. Do you want to come and play with my Fussmaster? Anyway, yeah, before I get this stream taken down for illicit content. We'll carry on watching the battle between Buddy and Puani. I kind of got the feeling that Puani's actually quite happy in P2, because the difference in fuel between the two is not massive amounts, but at the minute that's time in the pit. Pedals are poor. Ah, right, yeah. See, I've got the pros, which are they're really good. They're good basic pedals, like they're not load cells or anything, but you don't want a load cell on a console because it's just ridiculous. But I do want a PC because I want to start like playing with iRacing and stuff, and then I probably will think about getting load cells for these and stuff, but not right now. Plus I want a PC because it's better for streaming. Do better streams with a PC. This battle for P1's about the closest action we've got on track at the minute. I'm just trying to think about when these guys might pit. They might actually come in now. Buddy's going to come in now, so Buddy's going to go for the undercut here. Comes in with 12% fuel. We'll see what he does. We'll see what tyres he straps on. Puani's going to stay out for another lap. Now this needs to be a good lap from Puani. Now he's got the clear air because Buddy's going to be going for the undercut. These guys were doing 302s before. They were dipping into the 304s. Now they're on worn tyres. If Buddy goes onto the hards, which I'm going to guess he will do, it makes sense to do that. Yeah, he might be alright. Oh no, Buddy's out on the softs, right? So Buddy's out on the softs and importantly gets out in front of Lucky Bucky. Didn't want to come out behind the Lexus driver, so now Buddy has to have the lap of his life now if this undercut's going to work and just extend that gap between him and Puani. I've just got the load cell pedals. The only issue I've got with load cells, mate, is on a console. They are literally pointless. You're just nerfing yourself. On a PC or something like that, then yeah, load cells are way better because you can set them up. But on a console, there's no point because it's not like braking pressure equates to braking action in game, and you can therefore then infinitely adjust it with a load cell. You can't do that in a PS4 game, so that's why I'm against them anyway. I had the TLCMs for a while. I just didn't get on with them in GT Sport. Too inconsistent for me. Right, so Puani, Britsberger, both out on the medium tyres. Both will pit this lap. They've extended that stint to what is now 7 laps. So the good news for these two guys is they're not going to have to do as much time on the hard tyre. Buddy is out on the softs. He's gone for a full tank of fuel, so he's going to try and stretch his stint now, but he does need to do some time on the hards as well. You don't have to do any amount of time. You can do 1 lap on the hards if you really want to, but over a 50-minute enduro it's kind of difficult. Every day's a school day. Yeah, it's just the way that GT Sport works, really. I think Assetto course is pretty similar. So it's like these brake mods you can get. Yeah, they give you a better feel, but they do nothing in the game. Like, they don't make you quicker. There's no science to back that up anyway. And I'm a man of science. Right then, so another person who's pitted is D-Dot. He's gone onto the hard tyres now, so what did he do? The problem is with D-Dot now, the issue he's got, he burnt a set of mediums up in 4 laps. Granted, he had some suspension damage and that wouldn't have helped. So 4 laps took him, it took him about 13-14 minutes, didn't it? So he's just got to do 2 laps on these, really. He's got to do 2 laps on hards, go back to the, and then finish strong on softs. That's what he needs to do, in my opinion. But yeah, it's not like I'm master strategist or anything. I absolutely hate strategy. Right, so Puani and Britsberger now in. They came in with a 17.5 second advantage over Buddy. I reckon Buddy's going to have this pretty clearly. So that outlap was a 3:02.0 for Buddy. Puani now out on the hard tyre, so Puani's race will come to him at the end of the race, so he's going on to the slower compound right now. So Buddy's just going to build this advantage over the remainder of this stint. That 5 second gap is just going to go up. Puani will lose time. He's got Britsberger behind him, who's also on the hard tyre, so I don't think Britsberger's going to trouble him too much. Lucky Bucky's in, he's on the hards as well. D-Dot comes out P5. Where's D-Dot lost all his time then? D-Dot's lost tons of time somewhere. Oh, he'll have got that damage fixed, won't he? Right, so what, 320.7 for D-Dot, 332. Okay, alright, that makes sense. So I'm late to the party tonight. Evening, Chris. Hope you're well. Come on, CRT. I am good, mate. I am very good indeed. Thank you for asking. Sean and Cutler now fighting away. So these guys are again on different compounds. Cutler's on the mediums and Sean is on the hard tyre. So Sean will be currently struggling with getting those tyres up to temperature. And you can tell that with the way Cutler has just breezed past him on a softer compound. So yeah, these guys that are strapping a set of hards on mid-race, they're just going to struggle with getting these tyres dug in. Especially on a track like St. Croix, which isn't great for heating up a set of tyres. Puani's quite a way through this lap now, so we should start to get some temperature in, but you can hear them just squealing at the earliest opportunity. That basically, I mean, when you hear squeal, it means lack of grip. So he's even getting that a little bit under braking, I heard there from Puani. So yeah, he's struggling for grip out there at the minute. And trying to put around 600 horsepower down through the rear wheels with no weight over that axle. He's gone at least to that Mercedes getting all wobbly at the back end, but he's managing it well for the time being, and he trails Buddy by 8.4 seconds. Oh, drop me controller. That gap will just go up. So don't be surprised if Buddy just pulls away a massive gap, because Puani is yet to run the softs. I don't know if Puani's going to strap his big boy pants on here, you know, just do a couple of laps on these hards and get on the softs quicker. What's Buddy's dead like? So he's setting purple sectors, he's flying at the minute, Buddy is. So he's done, this is his second lap, we're seeing a bit of wear on them tyres already, so ooh, we've got some change of positions. It's Cutler and Sean still fighting away. This is a good battle. Cutler and Sean have been involved in nice little battles throughout it here. 1 minute, let me just back out and back in again. There we go. I should now have my keyboard options. I don't have my keyboard options. Why does it keep doing this? Let me just try something. Unplug you. Plug you back in again. Are you going to give me replay options? No. Yeah, yes you are. There we go. So the keyboard's actually a bit funny on this game sometimes. So Buddy does set a new fastest lap of 3:01.1. And going even faster. Pirani on the hard tyre just dropping time. Britsberger holding down P3 at the minute on the hard tyres, leads Lucky Bucky by 17 seconds. Lucky Bucky leads D-Dot by 8.5 seconds. A 3:07.4 that time round for Lucky Bucky. D-Dot this time round, it's going to be slightly slower. I think he's going into the F308.5 for a softer compound. Sean and Cutler neck and neck. 25 minutes through in this one. Sean's running the hard tyres, Cutler's on the mediums. To say Sean is on the hard tyres, he's handling that he's handling Cutler quite nicely. So Sean doing a good job at the minute and doing everything he needs to do. Pip Diddy's coming in, he's been running the mediums, he's absolutely trounced those tyres. I wonder what he'll go on to next. He might, well, 23 minutes and he'd be brave to go on the softs. Roving Island out on the hard. He's pitted quite recently on a bit of a race of his own at the minute. Roving Island, he's not really got anyone around. You might have Pip Diddy close to him in a moment. Pip Diddy's just been released from his pit box on the soft tyres, and that Mercedes will reel in the Audi on that soft rubber pretty quick. Phil G, who we've covered and is in the chat, is retired from this race so far. So D-Dot start to pull back Lucky Bucky a little bit. Sean and Cutler still fighting. I might just keep an eye on this battle for a little bit because these two are having a good little scrap. So we'll just jump on board actually with the CRT driver's point of view as he looks down the back end of a Dodge Viper. Sean nice and measured with his throttle inputs. He could have gone on a little bit sooner there. That's probably lost him a little bit of time to Cutler. He took straight back into the slipstream. And the Mercedes, which does have a better straight line speed than the Dodge, but he just won't have the brakes coming down here. Cutler taking liberties with track limits there. And just basically straight line in the chicane, but he has picked up a little bit of a penalty for that, so he is getting rid of it. So 1.2 seconds is the gap between those guys at the minute. Cutler did pick up a little bit of a penalty, and yeah, he's just trying to get rid of that right now. Pip Diddy's got past Roving Island. I can't imagine Roving Island made too much of a fight with that one. Running his own race at the minute. Miggins haven't really we haven't really covered Miggins too much, and that's because he's kind of been out of the action for quite a while. So lap 4 he had an issue where his wheel disconnected, and that cost him, we can now reveal, that cost him 1 minute and 20 seconds, which is a vast yawning chasm of time. And if you look, he's 1 minute and 46 behind the leader. So had that not happened, he would have been in P2, P3. There or thereabouts. He would have been battling with Pirani and Britsberger. He would have been in between those two, he'd have been P3. So I know that's not what you want to hear, Miggins, but just based on your lap times when that happened, that's what you would have been, mate. Right then, what else is going off? Cutler and Sean, that battle has simmered immensely. So Cutler's starting to pull away a little bit. D-Dot, oh, D-Dot's had an off. Just came to him at the wrong time. What happened to D-Dot here? Did this left-hander get... Oh, he's broke too late. Just too late. He knew it as well. He knew it. So that's cost him a bunch of time. That's going to give Cutler an advantage. He's let Lucky Bucky escape. Because what I was about to say is... it's going to be between D-Dot and Lucky Bucky towards the end as to who gets that P4 spot, I reckon. Because I think Britsberger, Pirani and Buddy have pretty much got the top 3 sewn up unless they have an off. The interesting thing that I've got is... Ooh, dropping my controller again. The bit I want to keep an eye on really is what Pirani does with his strategy, because Buddy's running the softs at the minute. I reckon he'll get at least another lap out of these, but he's going to have to do a decent enough stint on the hards. Will he lose that amount of time? So Puani's doing 306s. Buddy at the minute is in the 301s comfortably. So if you lose 5 seconds a lap, 5 seconds a lap, yeah. So Buddy's basically got a 3.5 lap advantage on Puani just in terms of tyres at the minute. It's going to be close, you know. I reckon it could be pretty close between these guys. Puani's doing a better job on his fuel as well. That Aston Martin is a drinker. It loves a drink. Buddy will do well to stretch this soft stint for as long as he can. Until he starts hitting the 303s, 304s maybe. And then you're at risk of the tyre just falling, dropping off a cliff. And on a 3-minute lap, you don't want that to happen. Did a 305 there, but that I think I'm pretty confident he made a mistake in that lap. So that wasn't pace, that was a mistake. Puani's on the hards, he's carrying on, so I would imagine Puani will pit at the end of this next lap. So that was a 306.7 that for Puani. 305.0 that time out for Buddy. Britsberger's running the 306s, he's on the hard tyres. I don't know if he's going to the end on those because he recently pitted, didn't he? Or is he? No, he's still got the softs to run, I'm sure of it. And Britsberger's having a superb race. Lucky Bucky for me is having a brilliant race as well. Granted, it's probably a little bit of a boring one for Lucky Bucky right now. But yeah, he had a great start in that Lexus and just made his positions count. So far so good for Lucky Bucky. D-Dot, yeah, he lost. So he's running in the 308s. So that mistake's cost him 4 seconds basically. So he's leading Cutler. Sean's just dropped back from Cutler. So Sean's pace over the last few laps has really dropped off a cliff. Pip Didier holding down that P8 spot right now. He's running in the 306s. He's on the softs now as well. Miggins on the mediums and the 303s, 304s. Roving Island out there on the hards at the minute in the Audi. But unfortunately he's last on track at this minute in time for Roving Island. So can Miggins catch Pip Didier? I think Sean might be too far out of reach. Again, we'll see what these guys are choosing to do with their strategies. They all seem to be running similar fuel strategies apart from the top two. Puani's picked up some damage. I bet we don't catch what that was. No, we don't. So Puani's picked up some damage somewhere. So Puani now trails Buddy by 21 seconds. That is not what Puani needs because that's going to cost him time in the pits. I'm expecting Puani in this lap. Just get rid of them hards and get on some softs. But we'll see what he does. He won't want to lose too much time with a damaged car either. What's Buddy gonna do? Buddy's still got to take the hard tyre, don't forget. So he's still got to take the slowest compound, and though these softs are starting to drop now, you can see just how he's turning that car in. The car just don't want to do it. So basically they're getting too hot and they're not providing the grip they once did. Yeah, you can see the car just don't want to turn. He's going to carry on with it for another lap though, his Buddy, so he's going to have another bash at this one. As long as 303, that's fine. I'll be happy with that. That's faster than it would be going on the hard. So whatever you're doing the 303s, 304s, stay out. You might as well. Puani, what does he do this time round? Does he pit? He is indeed pitting. So whether he just chooses to repair that damage, it makes sense for me for him to go onto the softs now. Yeah, he's going on to him. Just chase Buddy down. Just chase him, mate. So Britsberger's not going to take on as much fuel. Puani's taking on some fuel now. So they've got 15 minutes. What about another 5 laps? Lucky Bucky might not pick up any positions. No, those cars are out now. So Puani comes out in P3. Puani's took on a full tank of fuel. You don't... Oh, he might have just shot himself in foot there, Puani. Didn't need a full tank of fuel, my mate. Britsburger's gone for 3/4 of a tank. So that's what he's playing with. So both drivers now on the soft tyre. So the gap between P1 and P2, 42 seconds. P1 still has to make another pit stop. He's still running in the 303s. Lucky Bucky 6.4 seconds behind P3. Pretty sure he's got his softs to take yet. So has D-Dot. Lucky Bucky's got way more fuel than D-Dot has as well. So yeah, D-Dot's going to struggle with this now. Cutler's running well in the mediums, in the Dodge. I think most of these guys have got their soft compound to take yet. Miggins in the pits. So Mr. Miggins out on the softs. He's 22 seconds behind Pip Did. You don't forget, a lot of cars ahead of Miggins now have got to make other pit stops, so he might pick up positions. Let's see what Miggins can do with the remaining 13 minutes of this race. Struggling with the res. You know what, mate? It might be my internet. Let me just check. Give me a sec, bud. Can't do it. Give me a sec. Yeah, so that's partly my internet, partly Twitch. So whenever you broadcast from the PS4, it optimises it. This is why I want a PC. It optimises it to get out there quicker, so it does reduce the quality, yeah. So in comes Buddy, but apologies, mate. There isn't really a lot I can do about it, I'm afraid. If it's bad, it's kind of just one of them things. Sorry. But in the future, I do aim to get a PC so that I can capture card it and just stream direct, and then it will be HD. I can stream in 4K if I really want to. So that is on the horizon. But for the time being, I'm just going to put up with this. Right. So Buddy now on the hard tyre, and I keep jumping my goddamn controller. Buddy's now on the hard tyre. Let's do that. Wait for these guys to come across the line. It will update the gap. 24 seconds between Britsburger and Buddy. They're gonna struggle, you know. These guys have to work together now if they want any hope of catching that Aston Martin. For reference, just so you know what I'm on about, Buddy's on a slower tyre now. He's on a hard. These guys should be able to get 301, 302s. So got 11 minutes. Nice. We should see 4 more laps. It's still not enough. They need to work together. 4K streaming will be next level biz, mate. Honestly, but I need a PC that can handle it and a capture card, and neither of those things are cheap. And as much as I bought my missus up, she's not gonna buy me that, so I need to save up. But all will happen in good time. So, guys, Pirani, Britsburger, if you're watching, work together, lads. You've got to, because you're not catching Buddy otherwise. Resolve your differences quickly, or P1 will be gone. Lucky Bucky, 25-second lead over D-Dot now, but D-Dot is now out on the soft compounder tyre, and he can fly on that tyre. Lucky Bucky's on the hard. I think he's got the softs to take as well. He's kind of... unless Lucky Bucky has an off, it's kind of a done deal. I think P4 is pretty solid. Cutler now leads Pip Diddy by 14 seconds. Pip Diddy is just ahead of Sean F. Sean's pitted, he's now on the soft compounder tyre, so that Mercedes will fly like an eagle. Miggins, as we've covered as well, he's out on the soft tyre, but he does have a 17-second deficit to the car ahead, so he will struggle. Roving Island, he's 30 seconds behind Miggins. He's just pitted, he's now on his soft tyres, so he's got the grippiest tyre on that Audi. Let's see what he can do with it in terms of lap time. But the evolving story for me, I guess, if these two, that's not working together, lads, is it? that's not what I'm on about. Yeah, the streaming through Twitch, when you see people's like really clean streams, it's because they've got capture cards on PCs and stuff. I'm streaming through the PlayStation on an old-fashioned broadband connection. It's not going to be very good. So I can only apologise. There's not a lot I can do with it. I can only build walls with the bricks I've got, you know what I mean? But I'm going to upgrade at some point. That's the aim. That is the aim. It's just PCs aren't cheap, you know what I mean? Right, so Blitzberg is making Piranha go around the outside, so these guys are not working together now. For reference, this is slowing them down. So when Buddy pitted for soft tyres back on lap 6, his first lap out was a 3:02.0. These guys are going in the 3:03s. Piranha though is through now, so Piranha's through past Blitzberger, so that's P2 for Piranha so far. Yeah, he made that move happen on the exit of T1. Right, so Piranha just needs to get his foot down. 21 seconds, that gap will just come down now. Build the wall, build the wall. I wish I could, man. Wish I could. Mate, if you want to crowdfund it, go for me, but you know me, I don't like asking for stuff, so I'm just not going to. I don't even know how much a decent PC is. It ain't cheap. I'm watching with best resolution. Best resolution is like 320p on my streams, isn't it? Yeah, it'll come. It'll come. I'll get a PC at some point. I know there's a lot of lads in the clubs I'm in that know about the PCs, so I'm just going to tap one of them up for a bit of advice. Set myself a budget, do some overtime at work or whatever, and I'll just make it up. I do want a PC, just for general gaming anyway. I think it'll be better. Not any reso apart from iPhone. It'll be amplified if you're watching on a computer, Gmod. On my phone it's alright, like my phone's fine, but if Mike is watching on anything with a remote with a screen bigger than like 5-6 inch, he'll notice it. Alright, so that gap, I'd love for this to be a climactic finish, but I just think Buddy's done enough. I just think he's done enough on that soft stint he did. He absolutely crushed it, and that just gave him the gap. Blitzberger and Piranha I think are just going to battle for this P2 now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right, so Lucky Bucky's on the softs now. Yeah, so Lucky Bucky stayed out too long on those worn tyres. Right, D-Dot, if you're listening, you've got a lap to close the hell out of that gap, because once your tyres drop, you'll feel it. So while your tyres are in the window, you've kind of just got to push the hell out of that Mitsubishi. Similar fuel levels between the two cars. I know we've got a lot of D-Dot fans in the house, so let's see if he can do it. We will keep an eye on that. The Cutler and Sean battle could be in for an 18th instalment. Just 2.5 seconds separates the Dodge and the Mercedes on track. Miggins up to P8, fastest lap of the race for Miggins, although he's doing a little bit of off-roading right now with a 3:05, so nearly beating the qualifying times, I think, by Phil in the chat. Pip Didier, P9 for Pip Didier. He's running the hard, he's got a little bit damaged, so I want to say he's had an off somewhere. And Roving Island. Give Roving Island all the credit in the world. I don't think he's seen another car for about 45 minutes and he's just kept plugging at it. So all credit to you, Roving Island, mate. All credit to you. The gap between Buddy and Punani now 18 seconds, just about to dip into the 17-second margin. It needs to come down quicker than that. It really needs to come down quicker than that. But we'll see. We'll see what Piranha can do with this. Buddy needs to have an accident, I think. He needs to just have a mistake somewhere for this to be exciting at the end. But I've known Buddy a while. I've driven with him a lot. He's a damn good driver. So if anyone can pedal that Aston Martin around St. Croix and do a good job, it's Buddy. Lucky Bucky and D-Dot. D-Dot ripped half a second out of him in that lap. Always flying on those softs now. 3 minutes, 0.7. So not a million miles away from the fastest lap of the race so far. And look at how much he's pushing. He can see Lucky Bucky in the distance. He can see these purple sector times popping up on his screen. He's ragging the nuts off that Mitsubishi. He's starting to wear the fronts though, so I don't know what his brake balance is at. He could do with just logging a little bit of rear brake bias in just to stop those. Oh no, he's pushing too hard. And he's got engine damage now. It's early in the lap as well. Is this commentator's curse? Do I just need to shut up? I caused that, no, because I was talking about him. Sorry, D-Dot. I feel bad now. Genuinely feel really bad because I was bigging him up. I was like, he's doing it, he's catching him. Because he was. Look at that lap time, 3 minutes 47. That's a stunning lap. And then he made probably the first mistake I've seen him make all race, which is a shame. But he'll end up losing that position to Cutler, I think, and potentially. Drop my controller again. And potentially Sean. Yeah, he was pushing, which you've got to push. I still feel bad though, because I always do get commentator's curse. It happens every time. Right, I'm going to give Buddy some more props here. Pace on these hard tyres, 304.6s on hards. ProAm on softs is in the 302, so ProAm is gaining on him. He's took 2 seconds out of him like that, but Buddy's pace on the hard tyre is applaudable. This may be where his strive, saving it to the end, comes in, because this is where the car is at its very lightest. So remember in qualifying we were talking about the guys will just go around and they'll often set the fastest laps right at the end when the cars are light. That's what Buddy's doing, but in the race, and it's working. Perk of the job. Yeah, but I like D-Dot. He was honestly, mate, it was big, and I bet I'll watch his stream back tonight or tomorrow because I need to go to bed as soon as this is finished. And I'm willing to bet he sends people over here like just full of positive energy. I actually really enjoy watching his streams, and I feel like I've just been responsible for him spinning off because I was following him on track. I don't know. Anyway, if you're watching D-Dot, I'm sorry, mate. Didn't mean to. Don't shoot me on Call of Duty. Alright, so let's see if he gets out at least ahead of Sean F and gives us something to fight about. Cutler might get him. No, D-Dot's out. So D-Dot and Cutler both on pretty similar soft tyres. D-Dot's got the pace on Cutler though, I think, based on what they were doing in the laps. ProAm and Britsburger's battle is simmered a little bit, 1.2 seconds between these two guys now, and Buddy is just not getting caught at all. Buddy's literally flying on hard tyres. ProAm's made a mistake somewhere though, because Britsburger's caught right up to the back of him. What did he do? No, Britsburger just nailed that. Britsburger just nailed that apex there. Now that's brought him right within range now of a battle with ProAm. So I think we might see this go to the end, this battle for P2. D is a good time hero. You're not wrong. Yeah, he's a good lad. I know a good streamer when I see one, and he's a good streamer. I've watched enough bad streamers to recognise the red flags. D-Dot's a good streamer, man. Right, so yeah, D-Dot's pulled away from Cutler as well, so at least he's not lost too many places. He hasn't lost a place actually so far. He's just lost about 30 seconds. Miggins. He's not going to catch Sean F. But given the damage he suffered early on in the race, I think you can be quite proud of a P8. I don't know where that'll sit him in the championship. He entered this round leading the championship. Has he got enough fuel to do another lap? because that's it, time's up now. This is final lap time, so Buddy's on his last lap, Pirani's on his last lap, Britzberger's on his last lap. Lucky Bucky is going to be the first driver to finish the race. I'm afraid, Lucky Bucky, that doesn't mean you win. But it solidifies that P4 position for Lucky Bucky. Well done, mate. Absolutely solid race, in my opinion. One of the drivers of the day, if not the driver of the day. But I kind of might have to give that to Buddy just for the way he's managed this stint. D-Dot's had a mistake he made, but again, really solid pace when it mattered. Just a couple of mistakes here and there. I know he hated the track because I was watching him practice on stream. I know he hated the track, so good damage limitation race this for D-Dot, and he's got to be really happy with the outcome of that one. Got to say well done CRT drivers. Cheers, see you later Millerman. Cheers for stopping in, buddy, really appreciate it. Sean F from the back of the pack didn't qualify at all, this guy, and he's finished P6. Cutler finished P7, lots of damage at the end for his car. CRT Miggins, he's P8 in the end. Pip did you? He's going to bring home P9 with Roving Isle in P10. Phil G's probably still going to be classified in P11. The battle between Pirani and Britzberger massively simmered down. Britzberger's just had to go into a massive fuel saving mode. You don't have to worry about it now, you're not going to lose any time, you might as well go flat out. You can't lose P3 now. G Marge, well done. Cheers Mikey, thanks man, really do appreciate you all stopping in. I will be putting this stream up on YouTube as well. I'll be doing that after the race, so I'll be putting a link in the CRT group and in the MRC groups that you can go and check out. So I'm over on YouTube at CJW Racing. Go and drop a subscribe on that. It's free, it doesn't cost you a penny, and it just means that you'll get my videos in your feed, basically. That's all it means. I've got to give my driver of the day to this man. MRC Buddy drove a phenomenal race start to finish. Arguments out as to whether Phil G would have been able to put him in his tracks if his pole position had accounted, but in the end it didn't really matter. Managed his pace excellently throughout the race, and he claims victory in this one. Pirani has had a very busy afternoon. He's been battling with Britzberger pretty much throughout the entirety of it. He's had an absolutely solid race. P2 in the end for the Mercedes driver. He'll be happy with that as he takes the checkered flag, flash of the lights, waving to his adoring spectators. And Britzberger, again another solid race here for Britzberger. He's had a good one. Probably disappointed in the outcome of a few of it, but he should be happy with the last step on the podium. Full send, good race, and lucky some CRT driver. Yeah, it happens though, doesn't it? But appreciate you all stopping him. Thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. So that's it for this week. Where are we at next week, lads, lasses? Where are we at? What's the format for next week? Ooh, what time is it? 10 to 10. Duds. Yes, there is duds. Don't know if you're watching the stream, duds, but send me a little message and I'll sort you out. No worries, Lucky Bucky. Yeah, you had a good race, you mate. Absolutely solid, great performance. And if it wasn't for Buddy crushing it at the top, I would have. You'd have probably been my nomination for driver of the day, mate. Oh, you're watching. It's Neville Cleary. Are you on the Mature Racing Club Facebook page, Duds? Once I'm off the stream, I'll sort it, mate. You need to speak to Neville because he's the host. Neville and Cutler, this guy here, Cutler 182, Chris Cutler. They're the guys you need to speak to. I can't. I just do the comms, so I have no power here. this is not my domain. But I think there's space. I think there is. So yeah, get yourself in, mate. They're a good bunch of people. It's GT3s, there's tuning, it's a mixture of endurance races and sort of sprint and feature races. It's a really good format, you'll love it. And all the guys are a lot of fun. They'll help you out with tunes and stuff. Yeah, both leagues get live coverage, it's all good. I think you need to set a trial time, you know, on the Nürburgring GP time trial thing. I think you need to set a time on there just so he knows what sort of pace you're at. So yeah, big thank you for tuning in. Let me just congratulate the podium guys. So it was Britsburger, Buddy, and who was the other one? Has he left? It was ProAm, wasn't it? Where is it? Oh, he's there. Oh, he sent me a message. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I've got your message, mate. If you could, mate, Wednesday. Yeah, I'll if you get on Mature Racing Club on Facebook, because I'll need to link you up with Nev. But I'll sort it. I'll sort it, mate. I will sort it. No worries, Lucky Bucky. No worries, Cutler. No worries, Britsburger. Yeah, well done to all the drivers. Next week, I don't know where we're at. Sent him a PSN request, and yeah, I'll search it now. Well, I'm in the group chat that they've all got, so I'll just put that I've had someone interested, and they'll talk to you, mate. They're a lovely set of blokes, so they'll look after you. And if there's space, I'll get you in, no problem at all. Yeah, so that's it. So that's the MRC Oliver Racing Group 3 Round 5 Enduro race from St. Croix. Next week we go to another track. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. Keep an eye on my socials, because I always put the poster up when it comes out. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like and subscribe as well if you're new, just so you get notified of any further videos. If you're on Twitch, there's a little purple follow button just underneath the video. If you click that, it's completely free of charge, and it just adds my videos to your follower list, and just, again, makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. So thanks for joining in. I'm going to end it here. Oh, actually, this will tell me what track we're at. Dragon Trail Gardens. Oh, nice. Dragon Trail Gardens in Cloudy. Oh, so it's a lap race as well. Oh, I love Gardens. Now this, now this, you really have to set a car up for Gardens. You have to make it very curb friendly for Gardens, don't you? Yeah. I enjoy this track. Right, I'll end it here before I get waffling on, but thanks for tuning in, people. Tune in next time, and until then, I'll see you later. Bye bye bye.